am very pleased to see so many who have come out to always see for yourself where you can, whether it be federal, state, or city, hear for yourself and then think for yourself.
Alright, man, revealing the proof information now. Episode 3, Season 2. Yeah, man, we in the building. Peace and love, positivity. Another day, another crowd. Y'all know how the young kid putting it down. You feel me? Hopefully everybody blessed up. The weather changed up a little bit. It's a little birdish outside, yeah, man. Everybody get your scullies out. Everything prepared. Making sure everything obey. Y'all know how we get it in. Feel what I'm saying? First and foremost, it's been a minute. So, you know, I just try to keep my head, you know, staying connected, staying positive, always staying awakened at the same time. Dodging all the bullshit, you know. So, but today's topics, we're gonna get into the Hate You Give preview, which is gonna be an iconic movie in my opinion. And then a black babysitter, a young black man, was babysitting these white kids, and a white woman called the cops on them for no reason at all. So we're gonna get into that. And then a black woman with no kids has been sent to jail for not paying child support. Yes, exactly what you just heard. And you know, that shit don't make sense. Y'all know we gonna get into some music. It's voting season, so you know, I'm gonna give my opinion on the voting, and also I'm gonna play a clip of Malcolm X on the voting. A woman calls a cop on a 9-year-old claiming that he sexually assaulted her, which was false. And we're gonna get into that Kanye Oval Office speech with Trump. But right now, the Hate You Give preview, revealing the proof information now.
The hate you give. The hate you give.
Little infants.
Little infants.
F's, everybody.
Yeah.
Mama and Daddy were born in Garden Heights. Mama left the garden when she was a little girl, and she wants us to get out too. Daddy says our life is here, because our people are here.
It's about a young black woman kind of finding her voice.
It's about speaking up, being heard.
It's really about family and community.
Star! What's up?
Star lives in different worlds, her lower income black community and her white private school.
Garden Heights is one world, Williamson is another. So when I'm here, I'm Star version 2.
She's constantly having to split herself into two parts in order to fit into both worlds.
I have to hide who I am. When I'm at home, I can't be too Williamson. When I'm here, I can't act too Garden Heights.
This is about her awakening, this is about her journey, and really realizing I'm gonna be who I wanna be.
That's all challenged when this really tragic event happens.
Go back where he told you. Khalil, I'm not playing, go back. What did you do?
She's the one and only witness.
And now she is faced with the dilemma of, does she speak out?
So when you're ready to talk, you talk.
It's really challenging for Star to think about the level of responsibility that she'll take on in being public.
I need to speak for him. It's about black people, poor people, everybody at the bottom.
No matter who you are, find your purpose. Whatever you're here for, speak up and be heard.
You too can get out here and be about change.
Don't ever let nobody make you be quiet.
Everybody who experiences struggle can take that struggle and turn it into something golden.
We live in a complicated world.
No, it doesn't seem that complicated to me.
As a generation, it's time that we stand up and start taking responsibilities for our communities and take them back.
The movie gives a message that's, you know, very real, but also very, very hopeful.
I love being a part of a film that I think is really culturally and politically critical.
Alright, man, so that was the Hate You Give preview. In my opinion, it's gonna be a dope movie. The cast alone, you know, Common, Regina Hall, you feel what I'm saying? I forgot Alvio's name, and Shorty who played Star, but it's a good cast. You feel me? And Alvio from Get Rich or Die Trying. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, it's a lot of OGs in the movie, so it's gonna be real good. It dropped the 19th, which is I believe Friday. I believe it's Friday, yeah, or maybe Saturday. But it's gonna be a pretty good movie, man, and I suggest everybody go out and support it. I seen a lot of people try to talk, you know, stupid shit, talking about it's another race baiting movie. Let's stop worrying about these situations. Nah, we're not gonna stop worrying about these situations. We're gonna keep talking about these situations. So fuck y'all if y'all on that stupid shit. You know what I mean? Forgive me for the profanity, but that shit just made me upset. But all in end, at the end of the day, it's gonna be a good movie. Casking is amazing. I'm anticipating to see it. I'm gonna go see that movie with the Queen. Yeah, man. You feel me? Breezy said she gonna go see the movie, so that's gonna be dope. You feel me? So I'm gonna try to get her opinion on it. You know, y'all gonna hear from that. But it's another topic about the killings, and it was this white dude who murked 5. Well, he shot 5 cops, and I believe one of them died. And I don't know the update yet, but it didn't really get much media coverage, you know. But a lot of people are just tired of seeing people get murked. You know, seeing black people get murked, and there's been a lot of wild shit that's happening, man. And that's just a sad reality. Also, they said that Venom is a good movie, and they said that Venom out. You feel me? I might check it out. I don't know. A lot of people said it's Obey. I mean, but the hate you give, it's gonna be Honey Obey. But let's get into the next subject, man. Revealing approved information now.
Lewis noticed a white woman watching him and the 2 kids he was babysitting. He went on Facebook Live.
All because I got two kids in the backseat that do not look like me. This lady has took it upon herself to say that she's going to take my plate down and call the police.
In an exclusive interview, Lewis explains what happened next.
We then left to go get gas across the street at the gas station. She moved closer to the gas station, waited there.
Not knowing who this woman is or what she's capable of, Lewis takes the children back to his house. The woman follows them home. Then the police show up.
That's crazy.
An officer questions the 10 and 6-year-olds before calling their parents. David Parker and Dana Mengo were in disbelief.
Are you saying that because there's an African-American male driving my 2 white kids that he was stopped and pulled over and questioned? And he said, "I'm sorry, ma'am, that's exactly what I'm saying."
The East Cobb couple had arranged for Lewis to babysit weeks ago. Their son attends his youth mentor program, and he's a friend of the family. They believe Lewis was stalked, harassed, and questioned by police.
For BWB, which is, I guess, the new thing, babysitting while black.
All right, man. Yeah, it's just bullshit, man. So, I mean, respect to the parents for sticking up for this young brother, because he could have got shot on the spot. Hey, anybody who said don't take it that far, now fuck you, because you already know what time that shit be on, especially in that situation. You know what I mean? Like, she had no right to harass that man like that. You feel what I'm saying? But it's so common nowadays. It's shit ridiculous. And some people think these are stories. Now I'm glad, the phone is a gift and a curse. You feel what I'm saying? Because when you tell people these type of stories, a lot of people think you lying or you're over exaggerating. But nah, they ain't happy. But this is real. This is reality. You know what I mean? This is not no script. Like, you feel what I'm saying? This is not a preview of a Fox show or ABC or sci-fi. Cause that's what the fuck it sound like. Cause it's spooky. You feel me? Watching this young brother while he doing his job, and he's a big brother in the mentoring program, so you feel what I'm saying? And the kids probably was terrified of her. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, mind your fucking business, bro. Like, I'm glad he handled it properly, and who knows if he was scared or not, especially with the cops involved. But he probably was more confident because he already know. But at the same time, you never know. Because he probably like, I ain't hear nothing you saying. So that's what type of time that should be on, bro. So Man, y'all just gotta be prepared out there for anything. And y'all seen Barbecue Becky, Lemonade Stand, like y'all seen the swimming pool, like y'all seen all these other places. These is just more events of this fuckery. You feel me? Like people using the cops basically to knock your head off permanently. Yeah, man, and they just gonna get hired in another state or whatever, man. But the next story, the woman failed to pay child support, they claim. Bullshit.
Waited for
Listen
her
to
day
this.
in court. Her concern and frustration clear.
The time that I put in, the money to get to court, the days I took off.
Her issue started back in July. A traffic ticket for a seatbelt violation turned into much more when she discovered her license was suspended. A violation for not paying child support. Thing is, she doesn't have kids.
Please just let me speak to you, because I'm ready to get this taken care of.
Her emotions overflowing, pleading her case in court, telling the judge no one in the court system was willing to help.
All I've been getting is rude and nasty remarks.
The BMV saying it's the court. That is, until the Six on Your Side investigators started looking into the problem just last week.
It took for ABC6 for me to call ABC6 and get them involved, for me to even find out that these cases were even going on. It took for me to call them to even get a response from anyone.
After we did a bit of digging at the Franklin County Municipal Courthouse, now some movement in the case.
If you could please look into my situation and look to where I can take care of this so I can restart my life.
Court administrators finally trying to help Jones sort things out. Turns out Jones does have prior outstanding traffic violations that led to an avalanche of paperwork confusion and a warrant for her arrest.
And this is my next court date.
So, here's the deal. Jones now has to pay a few fines and court costs, and she can get her driver's license ASAP.
All the charges are dropped. Any charges, past charges I had, any past fines, all of that will be dropped.
She tells us it's like a massive weight has been taken off her back.
It's a big relief.
Now her life can get back on track.
Damn shame, bro.
I'm not sure. I hope so.
Yeah, man, I hope so too, man. Man, this shit is just sad, bro. And this can't happen to anybody, you feel what I'm saying? But how the fuck are you supposed to feel secure? Once again, you know, my profanity is outrageous simply because this, you feel me, this sister got incarcerated, you feel me, over something that you can get booked for a while. On top of that, and she didn't even have children, you feel what I'm saying? And she has to pay all of the fines herself, even though they dropped the charges. First of all, you're supposed to drop the charges because she's not supposed to have them to begin with, you feel what I'm saying? So I don't understand how, you know, if anybody, but oh well, they at least they dropped the charges. It wasn't supposed to be any charges. You feel what I'm saying? And that shit is heartbreaking hearing her. You feel what I'm saying? 'Cause it's bullshit, bruh. And that's what, you know. Shout out to State of the Culture, the Joe Budden, Scotty Beam, Jinx, and Remy Ma. You know what I mean? A lot of people was trying to get on Remy Ma because she was trying to say, look, if Cosby did touch on him, he's a piece of shit. The same thing I was saying. And they tried to double team her. And I basically was like, she said the system is fucked up. These is a lot of cases showing how the system is also trash. So, like, y'all trying to jump on Remy case, y'all pretty much are probably corrupt yourself. I mean, because she already said, she already broke it down in many ways. She don't really play sides. She just speak from what it is. But that's the best podcast. That's one of the best podcasts is out. That 5150, you feel me? And that podcast is the best podcast out for real. And R.A.I.N podcast. Y'all already know what time it is. Preventing the proof information now. Yeah, man. But nah, yo, like, see, you can't even pretty much be safe from this. And I guess unless you have a perfect speeding record. But they also said the first and the end of the month, they have to get tickets out, so you can get booked for anything. If you got a broken tail light, you know, anything, man. But let's get into some music real quick, man. Revealing approved information now. Merging monology. Check it out.
No more dope pills, crack, or heroin. First class, that mask, just to be clear. It's another junkie getting high. Off dope pills, crack, or heroin. In the state of Maryland. Y'all better listen up. Merging monology.
His girlfriend is pregnant, and his mother-in-law often drives
A
around
new
town
year's.
and
Y'all pay attention to the description. Y'all will see this is a very complex tape. Hot up, sober, or tipsy. It's some money down shit before I drop my album. My album also fire, but you know, I got them drums on it. Or heroin. You dig me? Sad reality is we still locked in them chains. Nobody care if we die, nobody wanna make real change. So they gon' make our ass get taxed every time, man. The blocks poppin', niggas get the dropping quick fast, man. Unity is only for those that's really woke, but they put them to sleep with the bullet though. I can't believe they still wanna overachieve. Most niggas get mad for niggas, sell them more weed, so they kill them and take them out. That's what they like to see, and they sell them niggas guns to track it back to eventually. Listen, that's just how the game go. You get it from your enemy, and lock you back in shackles, and you wondering who riding on me. Take your anger out on niggas that didn't do shit. You was a nigga who in the hood that is a nuisance and gotta get new quick. You bringing us down, I can't believe that you trying to give us some daps and them pounds. The pig is still shooting us down, like that shit cool to be around. I can't believe that shit so profound. A nigga shoot a school up and don't label him a terrorist, but his color or religion is Muslim and they scared of him.
In Baltimore, heroin never left the streets. Ron is not an addict, but many of his
First class, the mask, just to be clear. It's another junkie getting high. Off dope pills, crack, or heroin. In the state of Maryland.
No, not really. Mom is 18. She prostitutes
It is
herself
an
to get money
Independence
for
Day
her
New Year's.
as much as
It's
$300
another
a
junkie
day
getting
to
high.
feed her addictions.
Yeah. Hot up, sober, or tipsy. It's here to save everybody. What up, Smokey? More Geminiology.
If they were so concerned, then why not come and help me?
I feel you, baby. Yeah, shit is crazy. This all I know. The murder, rap, and wreck shit. It's kinda sad that niggas doing drugs is anorexic. Everybody on drugs, nigga, accept it. America's.
You already know it's your boy D-Max 900 on the track, you feel me? And we really from that jungle. Most of niggas gon' survive, but we out here, nigga. We been doing this, we been getting money, you feel me? Fuck with us, nigga, and build a game. Fuck what y'all niggas talking about, you feel me? Fuck with me, nigga. D-Max 900, nigga. I do the race paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the court being cases. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Ayy, ayy. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Ayy, ayy. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. I do the race paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the court being cases. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Ayy, ayy. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Ayy, ayy. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. I do this shit on the daily. Bitch, I'm in the trap, what you think? I wanna get gas and stank. Gold chain, shop and rank. Collecting my guap from the bank. Don't pull up, I duck in the paint. Just dunk on a bitch, nigga. Yeah, yeah, he should be ashamed. I'm in the trap and I'm scraping bowls. I'm singing break like a couple O's. Middle finger, motherfucker hoes. NBO ain't my fucking rose. I keep my head on the swivel. No middleman, I am the dealer. I'm in the back counting up Skrilla. Fucking he better this name dropping. Most of these hoes just be pussy popping. When I pipe up, I'm a showstopper. Fuck the bitch, make a screen opera. Hey, hey. Fuck the bitch, make a screen opera. Hey, 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 hey. I do the rape paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the court being cases. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Hey, hey. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Hey, tie up your laces. I do the rape paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the court being cases. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Hey, hey. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Hey, hey. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. I do the rape paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out
ballin', bitch, tie up your laces. Tie your laces up, nigga. Ay, I ballin', bitch, tie up your laces. Ay, ay, I ballin',
bitch, tie up your laces. I do the race, paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the Caribbean cases. I ballin', bitch, tie up your laces. Ay, ay.
I do the race, paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the Caribbean cases. I ballin', bitch, tie up your laces. Ay, ay.
I do the race, paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the Caribbean cases. I ballin', bitch, tie up your laces. Ay, ay.
My cousin booked over some goofy shit. So it's another day, another crown. Until they free D-Max, yeah.
You already know it's your boy D-Max 900 on the track, you feel me?
Another day, another crown.
Yeah. They were good, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes.
Talk to him, AK.
Bitch, I do my thing.
I just do my thing.
That'll never change.
Nah, I never change.
That'll never change.
Nah, I never change.
That'll never change.
Yo. No feelings, no love lost whenever my top secret saw release. This blood in the rain, more like blood on the leaves. They say blood thicker than water, but it's water that spread life for my family trees. Relatives often bring stress or do finesse, so either time it's time to blaze trees. Smoke a spliff got me higher than a boy fishing on DreamWorks. I took a lot of time off due to mental health issues, but now it's time for me to put in work.
Bitch, I do my thing.
I just do my thing.
That'll never change.
Nah, I never change.
That'll never change.
Nah, I never change.
That'll never change.
Yeah. Jim Crow still alive, niggas still like to change. Economical warfare with the purpose of extinction is the only thing running through their brain. The China white and hair on hair in Maryland, like I matched with Luke Kane. The biggie still killing us unlawfully, what a goddamn shame. You can get murked in your own house for nothing now and get all of the blame. We still getting set up and that will never change.
Bitch, I do my thing.
Do my thing. Yeah.
That'll never change.
Nah, I never change.
That'll never change.
Nah, I never change.
That'll never change.
Yeah. This black man was still at graduation or Shaquille. I already told you ain't no biggie, you can't stop the rain. AMac been at 60%, but that album sound just like a hurricane. This black man feels no pain, like Luke Cage. And this black man with arms of steel, hit hard, just like Jax. My cousin booked over some goofy shit, so it's another day, another crown, until they free D-Max, yeah.
Bitch, I do my thing. That'll never change.
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 Nah.
Bitch, I do my thing.
The album went away, y'all.
That'll never change.
I just gave y'all something light.
That'll never change.
The album went to sound like a hurricane. Alright, man, we back in the building, man. Revealing the proven information now. Yeah, man. So, shout out, first and foremost, man, free D-Max. I love you, boy. If it's anybody that you can hear this, man, you know, I've been trying to support you non-stop. I've been hitting Day up as well, just trying to see if you got some of the files so I can mix some of your vocals to get more, you know. But anyway, man, it's vote season is upon us. Angela Rye, CP3, which is Chris Paul, because also the GOAT CP3, Candace Parker, you know, Sparks, WNBA season, Sparks gonna get this championship this year, mark my words, you know, or even the Mystics, you know. Atkins is a beast, you know. But anyway, back to it. Voting season is there. Angela Rye, Michelle Obama, Chris Paul, you know, all encourage people to come out and vote. People are indifferent about voting simply because they say even if we vote, it's still gonna get rigged regardless. And a lot of people are like, yo, I thought y'all said that the Russians rigged the election and Trump had something to do with it, so why isn't something happening, or why should we believe in voting if the other's going to decide anyway and it's all a game? And, most people believe in this. And if you listen to the Malcolm X speech that I'm about to play, he breaks down the Democratic Party as far as, you feel me, you know, our people, Native African, you know what I mean? Break it down for you exactly. And the speech was in 1964, but it still hits home now. And a lot of other people may, you know, feel salty, or maybe they may not feel salty simply because they understand Malcolm X was saying it from a place of trying to change. You feel what I'm saying? But listen, at the end of the day, you still have to understand it. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand it, and they won't. You feel what I'm saying? So listen clearly and realize that, you know, voting may not be for everybody, but listen to Malcolm X.
22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. They see that the whites are so evenly divided that every time they vote, the race is so close, they have to go back and count the votes all over again. And which means that any block, any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You can keep Johnson in Washington, D.C., or you can send him back to his Texas cotton patch. You're the one who sent Kennedy to Washington. You're the one who put the present Democratic administration in Washington, D.C. The whites were evenly divided. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first and they put you last. Because you're a chump. A political chump. In Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives, there are 257 who are Democrats. Only 177 are Republicans. In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you bash controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you, because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race. And what kind of alibi do they come up with? They try and pass the buck to the Dixiecrats. Now, back during the days when you were blind, deaf, and dumb, ignorant, politically immature, naturally you went along with that. But today, as your eyes come open and you develop political maturity, you're able to see and think for yourself. And you can see that a Dixiecrat is nothing but a Democrat in disguise. You look at the structure of the government that controls this country. It's controlled by 16 senatorial committees and 20 congressional committees. Of the 16 senatorial committees that run the government, 10 of them are in the hands of Southern segregationists. Of the 20 congressional committees that run the government, 12 of them are in the hands of Southern segregationists. And they're going to tell you and me that the South...
In America, there's no such thing as Democrats and Republicans anymore. That's antiquated. In America, you have liberals and conservatives. This is what the American political structure boils down to among whites. The only people who are still living in the past and thinks in terms of I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican is the American Negro. He's the one who runs around bragging about party affiliation, and he's the one who sticks to the Democrat or sticks to the Republican. But white people in America are divided into two groups, liberals and Republicans, or rather liberals and conservatives. And when you find white people vote in the political picture, they're not divided in terms of Democrats and Republicans. They're divided consistently as conservatives and as liberals. The Democrats who are conservatives vote with Republicans who are conservatives. Democrats who are liberals vote with Republicans who are liberals. You find this in Washington, D.C. Now, the white liberals aren't white people who are for independence, who are liberal, who are moral, who are ethical in their thinking. They are just a faction of white people who are jockeying for power, the same as the white conservatives are a faction of white people who are jockeying for power. Now, they are fighting each other for booty, for power, for prestige. And the one who is the football in the game is the Negro. 20 million black people in this country are a political football, a political pawn, an economic football, an economic pawn, a social football, a social pawn. And the liberal element of whites are those who have perfected the art of selling themselves to the Negro as a friend of the Negro, getting the sympathy of the Negro, getting the allegiance of the Negro, getting the mind of the Negro. And then the Negro sides with the white liberal, and the white liberal uses the Negro against the white conservative. So that anything that the Negro does is never for his own good, never for his own advancement, never for his own progress. He's only a pawn in the hands of the white liberal. The worst enemy the Negro has is this white man who runs around here drooling at the mouth, professing to love Negroes and calling himself a liberal. And it is following these white liberals that has perpetuated problems that Negroes in America has. If the Negro wasn't taken, trapped, tricked, deceived by the white liberal, then Negroes would get together and solve our own problem. It was the white liberals that come up with the Civil War, supposedly, they say, to solve the Negro, the slave question. Lincoln was supposedly a white liberal. When you read the true history of Lincoln, he wasn't trying to free any slaves. He was trying to save the Union. He was trying to save his own party. He was trying to conserve his own power. And it was only after he found he couldn't do it without freeing the slaves that he came up with the Emancipation Proclamation. So right there you have deceit of white liberals making Negroes think that the Civil War was fought to free them. You have the deceit of white liberals making Negroes think that the Emancipation Proclamation actually freed the Negroes. And then when the Negroes got the Civil War and they found out they weren't free, the Emancipation Proclamation, they found out they still weren't free. They begin to get dissatisfied and unrest. They come up with the same white liberals came up with the 14th Amendment, supposedly to solve the problem. This came about, the problem still wasn't solved, because the white liberals, it's only a political trick. Civil War, political trick. Emancipation Proclamation, political trick. 14th Amendment to this raggedy Constitution, a political trick. Then when the Negroes begin to develop intellectually again and realize that their problem still wasn't solved and unrest began to increase, the Supreme Court, another so-called political trick, came up with what they call a Supreme Court desegregation decision. And they purposely put it in a language. Now you know, sir, that these men on the Supreme Court are masters of the King's English, masters of legal phraseology, and if they wanted a decision that no one could get around, they would have given one. But they gave their Supreme Court desegregation decision in 1954 purposely in a language, phraseology, that enabled all of the crooks in this country to find loopholes in it that would keep them from having to enforce the Supreme Court desegregation decision. So that even after the decision was handed down, our problem has still not been solved. And I only cite these things to show you that in America, the history of the white liberal has been nothing but a series of trickery designed to make Negroes think that the white liberals were going to solve our problem. And it's beginning to teach the black man that our problem will never be solved by the white man. That the only way our problem will be solved is when the black man wakes up cleans himself up, stands on his own feet, stops begging the white man, and takes immediate steps to try and do for ourselves the things that we've been waiting for the white man to do for us. Once we do them for ourselves, once we think for ourselves, once we see for ourselves, then we'll be able to solve our own problems and we'll be recognized as human beings all over this earth.
Yeah, man. First and foremost, it's amazing what Sierra Leone did. It's amazing what Africa's doing, period. They're taking some assistance from China, but overall they're denying the help simply because they don't want to get in debt like a lot of places, and some say America's in debt as well for taking these loans. And you know, it is what it is. It's not brand new information at all. Yeah, man. So you feel me? Malcolm pretty much is futuristic in a lot of his ideals, his philosophies, his principles, and just a lot of things overall. A lot of people, like the youth, agree with him, and still to this day. And when he stopped the dumb shit, that's because our community, if you don't eat pork and you support Malcolm X, you automatically consider a Muslim. Like, if you're Muslim, you are. Like, a lot of people that's non-Muslim still think Malcolm X philosophies, principles, and his ideal, you feel me, thoughts on things is pretty accurate, and it hit home to them. So he has plenty of speeches going back from Mecca. He has so many speeches, you feel what I'm saying? But anyway, if you believe voting is gonna make a difference, go out and vote. I do vote independent, you feel what I'm saying? But I didn't register to vote, so I don't think I would be voting. I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, I do register as an independent voter, and I did vote independent in the election, 2016 election. I did vote independent in that. Yeah, man. So that's normally the party I vote for all the time. Yeah, man. But at the end of the day, you know, my opinion on it, some of that, a lot of that shit is rigged simply because, first and foremost, they came out and said it was rigged themselves, you know, all over the place. So, you know, nobody can really deny that. So my thing is, you know, some people say vote locally, that could work. But next story, check this shit out, man. Preventing approved information now.
What happened?
White lady calls the cops on a black lady. I get it. Yeah, they're videotaping. Mentally ill. Yeah.
Mentally ill.
Some kids, listen, you remember me, right? From school, right?
Yeah,
that's right. The son grabbed my ass. She said and she decided to yell at me.
So I'm gonna stay right here.
Security
Let me go. Don't say nowhere.
Hold on.
Let's make it go viral.
Go home. No. Let me go.
No, not her.
No.
Come on. She's calling police on a black woman.
Go home. She needs to go home. Don't do this. This one's stupid. Number is 464848620. Yeah. All these cops.
Don't stand, bro. Like. There we go.
There are officers down the block. They want
Go to store Carolyn. That's what that is. Don't cry, little man. Don't cry, little man. Because she's calling the cop. Let's call the store Carolyn. We got a new one. Call the store Carolyn. Look at that. She calling police.
Nobody want to touch your flat ass.
She calling police.
Sexually assaulted by a child. Go home.
Make her go viral.
She's nasty.
Make her go viral.
You're a pedophile.
Make her go
viral. You're a pedophile.
Calling police. Because the little kid bust her ass.
You're a pedophile. Go home. Let me go home. You're a pedophile. You pedophile. Ah, he said that little boy touched her ass. She's nasty. I'm saying this. has threatened to arrest me. Are you serious? So I will be going down to the police. Are you seriously exactly what she's saying?
Thank you. Because a little kid brushed up against her and touched her on her butt. She's calling police.
Have you ever seen go to my apartment, 280 East 21st Street, apartment 4J, and I am going home. Goodbye, 911 operator. Now, why don't you upload that to World Star? Go away. What is your problem? I'm calling you out. You seriously just called the police on a child? On a police officer. Go away. No, white lady, I will not. Okay, white lady.
Look, why y'all, look, don't even get involved no more. Don't even get involved no more, miss, because that's...
That's shameful. You're shameful. Honey, you don't know shame. You cannot shame me. You are a child. You are young enough to be my daughter. Okay. You're right. When you were 53 years old, if you were my mother, you would take what? Man, relax, man.
Not what you.
You're not getting in her face, man. Do what? I'm sorry. She's not working.
One white girl to another. Yeah, make the point.
That's what she wants.
Entire audience.
She wants the attention. She wants the attention.
No need to get in her face. You got nothing to do with white or black. Leave her alone. No, you're being an asshole.
Go home.
No, you ain't gotta tell her. Don't jump in her face. Don't jump in her face.
Isn't that what you said? Go home.
Listen, now you antagonizing.
You are antagonizing her now. You are antagonizing her now.
On her, what she started. Was it the
I don't know. She just went by and she just.
Come on, why you jumping in her face? Ain't nobody
my son.
Get out of her way.
Your ass. Yo, because I'm a cop.
All right, so
if you're a cop, then you're supposed to have more sense than that, lady. You ain't no cop.
You always do some crazy shit all the time, man. You always do some crazy shit, man. You always do some crazy shit.
I'm good. That's gonna get pushed.
She always on some crazy shit, man.
Going to store Carolyn.
Sad, bro. Look, man, alright, so this shit is very heartbreaking because this 9-year-old boy was scared for his life because, you know, Tamir Brown has been shot and murdered. He's not stupid. His mother is pretty sure gave him information to it, so he's hip to what go on, and he's just terrified, period, because if you say the police, he probably seen a lot of shit, and I heard a lot of New York cops is crooked. You feel me? From a lot of people all around the world, a lot of people from New York, you feel what I'm saying? A lot of people that go there, the gun laws is crazy, and that's a serious charge, and the people in the crowd pretty much seem like they knew of the history of her, so it's like this is nothing new. So it's like, why does she think that she has the availability to think that she can just harass a 9-year-old, you feel what I'm saying? And you know, it is what it is, bro. And the mother checked her, and this is pedophile, you know, she's a pedophile, definitely. If the mother, I'm telling her, like, if she's 9, like, what did you try to go to cops for? And it's surveillance out, the surveillance is out everywhere, you feel what I'm saying? So it is what it is. The surveillance is out. So the facts, she can't hide from them. It's undeniable. She was on some stupid shit for no reason, and they said she was crazy. She probably was on PCP. She seemed like she was high. She has to be high to be doing this stupid shit. Like, there's no way around that. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, it's just heartbreaking to hear this young boy thinking that he probably get his brains smashed all over the curb, beat up, and then, you know, he probably think his mother might get harmed. You hear him crying out for his mother, you feel me? Because, you know, he's not. Like, that's who protect her. I mean, that's who protect her. And he gonna probably try to protect her as well, and that just gonna end bad. But let's get into that Kanye Trump situation, man.
You have to be Democrat. I
I've had conversations that basically said that welfare is the reason why a lot of black people end up being Democrat. They say, you know, first of all, it's a limit to amount of jobs. So the fathers lose the jobs, and they say, we'll give you more money for having more kids in your home. And then we got rid of the mental health institutes in the 80s and the 90s, and the prison rates just shot up. And now you have Chirac, what people call Chirac, which is actually our murder rate is going down by 20% every year. I just talked to the superintendent, met with Michael Sachs, that's Rom's right-hand man. So I think it's the bravery that helps you beat this game called life. You know, they tried to scare me to not wear this hat, my own friends, but this hat, it gives me power in a way. You know, my dad and my mom separated, so I didn't have a lot of male energy in my home. And also, I'm married to a family that, you know, not a lot of male energy going on. It's beautiful, though. But there's times where, you know, it's something about, you know, I love Hillary. I love everyone, right? But the campaign, I'm with her, just didn't make me feel as a guy that didn't get to see my dad all the time, like a guy that could play catch with his son. There was something about when I put this hat on, it made me feel like Superman. You made a Superman. That's my favorite superhero. And you made a Superman cape for me also as a guy that looks up to you, looks up to R.A.I.N, looks up to American industry guys. Non-political, no bullshit, put the beep on it, however you want to do it, 5 seconds delay, and just goes in and gets it done. Right now, you gave me the heart to go to Adidas, because at Adidas, when I went in 2015, we were a $14 billion company losing $2 billion a year. Now we have a $38 billion market cap. It's called the Yeezy effect. And I went to Casper. We had a meeting in Chicago. And I said, you have to bring manufacturing onshore, not even shore, into the core. It's not about the borders, the core of Adidas. And Chicago is the core of Middle America. We have to make Middle America strong. So I had the balls, because I have enough balls to put on this hat. I mean, this Adidas thing made me a billionaire, and I could have lost $200 million walking away from that deal. But even with that, I knew it was more important for me to take the chance of walking away from that deal than to have no fathers in Chicago with no homes. And when we do have prison reprobation for because it's habilitation, not rehabilitation, because we didn't have the abilities in the first place. We never had anyone that taught us, who didn't teach us. Exactly, we had no one that taught us. Right? So it's more important than any specific deal, anything that we bring jobs into America, and that we provide a transition with mental health and the R.A.I.N education curriculum that Jim has worked on. Larry Hoover also has a curriculum that he's worked on. We have Montessori curriculums that we worked on. WeWorks has a beautiful curriculum. The Waldorf establishment has a curriculum. We have meditation. There's a lot of things affecting our mental health that makes us do crazy things, that puts us back into that trap door called the 13th Amendment. I did say abolish with the hat on, because why would you keep something around that's a trap door? If you build in a floor, the Constitution is the base of our industry, right? Of our country, of our company. Would you build a trap door that if you mess up and you accidentally something happens, you fall and you end up next to the Unabomber? You got to remove all that trap door out of the relationship. The 4 gentlemen that wrote the 13th Amendment, and I think the way the universe works, it's perfect. We don't have 13 floors, do we? You know, so the four gentlemen that wrote the 13th Amendment didn't look like the people they were amending. Also, at that point, it was illegal for blacks to read, or African Americans to read. And so that meant if you actually read the amendment, you get locked up and turned to a slave. Again, so what I think is we don't need sentences, we need pardons. We need to talk to people. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I was connected with a neuropsychologist that works with the athletes in the NBA and the NFL. And he looked at my brain. It's equal on 3 parts. I'm going to go ahead and drop some bombs for you. 98 percentile IQ test. I had a 75 percentile of all human beings, but it was counting 8 numbers backwards after it was repeating. So I'm going to work on that one. The other one's 98%, Tesla, Freud. So he said that I actually wasn't bipolar. I had sleep deprivation, which could cause dementia 10 to 20 years from now, where I wouldn't even remember my son's name. So all this power that I got, and I'm taking my son to the Sox game and all that, I wouldn't be able to remember his name from a misdiagnosis. And what we need is, we can empower the pharmaceuticals and make more money. That's one thing. I've never stepped into a situation where I didn't make people more money. So we can empower pharmaceuticals, we can empower our industries, we can empower our factories, we can bring not only Adidas on shore, we could bring Foxconn to set up a factory in, I think, Minnesota, 53,000.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin. They have 4,000 jobs, people making $53,000 a year. And one of the things we got to set is Ford to have the highest design, the dopest cars, the most amazing. I don't really say dope, I don't say negative words and try to flip them. We just say positive, lovely, divine, universal words. So the flyest, freshest, most amazing car. And what we want to start with is, I brought a gift with me right here. This right here is the R.A.I.N 1. It's a hydrogen-powered airplane, and this is what our president should be flying in. Look at this, Jared.
So get rid of Air Force One. Can we get rid of Air Force One? No, you don't like that.
Well, we're gonna have Apple, an American company, work on this plane with. But you know what I don't like about? It's not that I don't like. What I need Saturday Night Live to improve on, or what I need the liberals to improve on is, if he don't look good, we don't look good. This is our president. He has to be the freshest, the flyest planes, the best factories, and we have to make our core be empowered. We have to bring jobs into America, because our best export is entertainment and ideas. But when we make everything in China and not in America, then we're cheating on our country. And we're putting people in positions to have to do illegal things to end up in the cheapest factory ever, the prison system.
I'll tell you what, that was pretty impressive. I hate to say this, Jim. Do you want to say something? What do you do after that?
Sad, man. I mean, you know, a lot of people just trying to throw Jim Brown on the bus. Check his history. And I know y'all say, man, fuck his history. I know y'all don't care, because y'all say that's the past and it's a new era. And y'all want something that's happening now. And a lot of people feel like, check the dates on it, man. Y'all not gonna sit up here and trash Jim Brown at all. Kanye, a lot of the things that Kanye is fighting for, I guess he should have worded it and say that Trump need to reverse it, because Trump went against everything that Kanye is trying to fight for. He shut down a lot of shit as far as the mental health, which is Kanye trying to fight for, which he say. And they said, Roland Martin said when he went to the press conference to meet with Trump in Chicago, he asked Trump what's his plan to change the chaos that's going on in Chicago, and Trump said strength. And nobody knows what that means. You feel what I'm saying? That's not really a plan. That's not really a blueprint. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas said that Trump looked like he didn't want to hear nothing from Kanye, man. That's what that looked like. But Kanye's still making music. You got a lot of people just trying to support Kanye. There's Trump supporters, and it is what it is, man. I'm pretty sure a lot of niggas gonna eat Kanye out. But hey, man, I can't. My opinion on it is, and Dave Chappelle also spoke on it on CNN. He was like, man, Kanye should said a lot of shit that he said, but he pretty much said he got freedom of speech. Man, I really don't care, bro. I really don't. I've been pretty much subbed out. I mean, but it is what it is. But yo, anyway, the album's on the way, y'all. NBA season around the corner. LeBron will get this championship this year. He will win MVP. Anthony Davis reportedly wants to go to LA and play with LeBron. We'll see how that turns out. Free my cousin. Let's call hands tomorrow, the 16th. Free D-Max. Appreciate y'all showing support. Season 2, episode 3. I love my queen. Black women, y'all are beautiful. Don't let nobody ever change you, no matter how you style your hair. You are gorgeous. Let's go.
You already know it's your boy D-Max 900 on the track, you feel me? And we really from that jungle. Most of niggas gon' survive, but we out here, nigga. We been doing this, we been getting money, you feel me? Fuck with us, nigga, and build a game. Fuck what y'all niggas talking about, you feel me? Fuck with me, nigga. D-Max 900, nigga.
I do the race paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the court being cases. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Ayy, ayy. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Ayy, ayy. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. I do the race paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the court being cases. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Ayy, ayy. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Ayy, ayy. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. I do this shit on the daily. Bitch, I'm in the trap, what you think? I wanna get gas and stank. Go chain, shop and rank. Collecting my guap from the bank. Don't pull up, I duck in the paint. Just duck on a bitch, nigga. Yeah, yeah, he should be ashamed. I'm in the trap and I'm scraping bowls. I'm singing break like a couple O's. Middle finger, motherfucker hoes. NBO ain't my fucking rose. I keep my head on the swivel. No middleman, I am the dealer. I'm in the back counting up Skrilla. Fucking he better this name dropping. Most of these hoes just be pussy popping. When I pipe up, I'm a showstopper. Fuck the bitch and make a screen opera. Hey, hey. Fuck the bitch and make a screen opera. Hey, 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 hey. I do the rape paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the court being cases. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Hey, hey. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Hey, tie up your laces. I do the rape paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the court being cases. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Hey, hey. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Hey, hey. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. I do the rape paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the court being cases. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Hey, hey. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Hey, hey. Tie up your laces. I'ma just do what it do. You fuck niggas don't got a clue. I came out the trenches a little full. Ice around my neck and they keep me cool. Hey, hey, hey. They keep me cool. Hey, hey, hey. They keep me cool. I'ma just do what it do. You fuck niggas don't got a clue. I came out the trenches a little full. Ice around my neck and they keep me cool. Hey, hey, hey. They keep me cool. I do the rape paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the court being cases. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Hey, hey. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Hey, hey. I ball a bitch tie up your laces.
I do the rape paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the court being cases. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Hey, hey.
I do the rape paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the court being cases. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Hey, hey.
I do the rape paper chasing. Fuck niggas copy and pasting. I walk out the court being cases. I ball a bitch tie up your laces. Hey, hey.
My cousin booked over some goofy shit. So it's another day, another crown. Until they free D-Max, yeah.
You already know it's your boy D-Max 900 on the track, you feel me?